gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
I'm kind of excited today. I'm going to do an unboxing. I've been waiting for this for a full year, basically since February 2016. And that is the full auto trigger for the T15. Now, last year, February 2016, I saw some clips from the Paintball Extravaganza. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically a trade show for manufacturers and dealers in the paintball industry to get together once a year and show off their products and new lines coming out. So February of last year, Tiberius Arms decided to rebrand themselves as First Strike. And they also announced the release of a full automatic T15. So originally, it was supposed to, I guess, new batches of T15s would have the full auto trigger. And then it was also had rumored that they were going to have a drop-in kit for those who already had the gun. Now, if you're familiar, if you have one, or if you followed what happened, basically, I wound up pre-ordering it in February as soon as I saw that it was getting released. And the original release date was for early May 2016. That came and went to late May, to June, to July. A lot of people trying to find out what was going on. Bottom line was it had some issues with the trigger. They wound up postponing it and just now releasing it basically one full year later. So I'm kind of excited about this. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show you the install. And then in a future video, I'll show you, so I get to take it out on the field, show you what it looks like, show you how it worked out. So this is ordered, guys, from Rockstar Tactical. It's a very good place to go, especially if you need parts for your T15. And here it is. T15 full auto upgrade kit. Now originally, guys, this was supposed to be $100, and right now they released it at $200. As of what I know right now, they just released just the drop-in kits. I don't know if in the future they're going to be installing them in these and selling them brand new with them on. Not sure. Alright, so instructions. And here we have it. There's a few parts that you're going to have to change with this. It's not just the trigger. And you're going to get the trigger group. You're going to get a new selector switch, which will allow you to flip it to the full auto. And you're going to get a new bolt with a new spring that goes in there. If you're thinking, oh, I can just replace the trigger and hold on to everything else as spare parts, no, you're going to have to replace them all. This is a new type of bolt specifically made for this. Very similar to the old one. I'll show you that one. Here's the trigger. Very similar to the old one. Now I'm going to show you guys, I started to get some new parts for my T15. And I wound up a while back, I wound up cracking a piece of this lower receiver when I switched out a trigger guard that basically drove the pin, the punch too hard and broke out a piece of plastic here. So I decided when I was going to get new parts, I just got a new lower receiver. So I'm going to be installing into my new one. I bought some new stuff. I'll go over that in another video on this gun. I'm probably going to do a couple more on this. There's a lot to go over with this marker. So basically, to release the old trigger, switching it out, you know, you pop out your pin. Push that through. you're going to open. Now make sure your bolt is released before you open it. If not, it's going to spring forward once you open the gun. Okay, you're going to push the cap in, twist it slightly. It'll pull out with the old spring. Pull your charging handle back. Pull out your old bolt. Now, let's compare the two. Any differences? Yes. So you're basically very similar, except you're going to notice that the head of the full auto version is a bit of a different shape, and it also has an O-ring on it. Everything else is pretty much the same. Slides forward. The hole where the air pulls through is basically the same. It's really just the head. This is the semi-auto and the full auto. So now, to release the trigger, guys, there are 2 pins. You can see it. There's one there, there's one there. Also, you have to release the selector switch. In order to release the selector switch, you need to remove the handguard, because there's a spring inside with the pin that holds that selector switch in there. So let's pop this over. I have a pistol grip here, with the compartment. Pop that open. Now, if you don't know if you're going to be switching parts out, guys, to release that the handguard, you're going to need an Allen key, something a lot longer. Standard Allen key will not fit all the way deep in there for you to release that trigger. I'm going to pop out the upper receiver just to make it simple. So pop it in there. You're going to remove the screw. Be very careful, there's a spring in there. So you can see it as I loosen it. There's the spring. Now all AR handguards, guys, has this. This is going to be my new handguard I'm replacing. They all have a little hole here, and this is the hole where the spring holds the pin that holds in that selector switch. Once the pin is released, selector switch will slide out. Pop the 2 pins, the 2 upper pins. Just push that through. Slide out the back side. Remove the grip. Remove the trigger. All right, guys. So here are the 2 triggers: the semi-auto and the full auto. Definitely some differences. As you can see from the semi-auto, the block is kind of full. This is what holds the bolt. You know, there's spring in your trigger. Now with the new trigger, you can see it's kind of split open down the middle with a slight curve here. The top is a little different. You have a little cylinder up here. And you also have this the screw pin down here. Now what this is, guys, this just controls the rate of fire. See the hole through up the top. You're gonna, once you get this in, when you go out to re-chrono, you may need to adjust that. Just take the Allen key right through the top and clockwise or counterclockwise to increase or decrease. So if you're having issues, especially with chopping and something like that, your rate of fire might be too high. So that's look out for that. That may be something that has to be adjusted. That pin there, Allen key right through the top, and like I said, clockwise or counterclockwise. All right, so we're going to install this into my new lower. Now, guys, one thing I discovered with replacement parts for the T15 is they don't all really fit exact. Even with this one, I kind of had to remount the hole a little bit because it wouldn't line in with the upper. So test it. Make sure that the pins fit through it. Smooth. If it's tough, make sure that it, you know, kind of dry fit it in there. Make sure that it fits pretty nice. If not, I mean, you may have to machine this a little bit. If these holes are tight, with a Dremel is kind of a best friend to have one of these guns. You may need to remount the hole as I had to do here. So, you know, just double check it. This is not something I don't think that you can just return and, hey, get a new one that's going to fit. So, you're going to drop in the new trigger. Okay, and as I was saying, it doesn't really drop in. It's kind of tight. So you kind of have to wiggle it in there. Make sure you should have this play kind of as if it was on a spring. Okay, and so just line up. You want to line up the two holes. There's some new pins here. You want to just slide one in, kind of just to hold it in place. Just the second one, just to kind of hold it in place for now, or just popping straight in. You want to just push them straight in, you can do that. The selector switch, so like I said, there's the different, the full auto from the semi-auto. You know, the handles are the same, but the groove where the selector pin catches, this one goes all the way around, enabling you to go full auto. So you can pop that in, hold that in with your finger. You're going to take the selector pin. Like I said, it's going to go in the hole right there. And the spring, guys, you can, like I said, each AR hand grip has this little hole here. And that's for the spring to pop into. And this one here's a little too wide. I have another pin, I have another spring right here. So that spring is going to slide in like that. And then just line it up. Pin slipped out. And just line it up so everything holds. And just a spring to hold it in place while you're able to get your screw in there to hold down the hand guard. And tighten it. There it is. Alright guys, so this is safe, semi-auto, and full auto. Everything's kind of tight, I guess. It's like I said, it's new. So everything is fitting kind of tight. So that's it. Trigger's in. Now let's pop in the new bolt. Just gonna slip into there. Now you do get a new striker cushion with the package. The striker cushion basically goes right in there on the back door that closes the sleeve. This you can replace if you want to or not, if yours is still in good condition. Stick with it. You also get an additional spring. You can swap it out, totally your call. So, pop that back in, twist, that's that. And then you can put it back together. Pop in the front pin first. Close it down. Up in the second pin. There it is. That's it, guys. That's I'm gonna release another video showing this thing in action. Probably next week. I'm gonna get out there this weekend and next weekend and give this a try. And hopefully it comes out working very well. So like I said, guys, I'm going to do probably a couple more videos on this. There's a lot to go over with replacing parts, and you know, I'm going to break it down. I've seen a lot of questions out there, social media, how do you do this, how do you do that. So for beginners or guys who are just purchasing the T15, I'll go over a bunch of that stuff with it. Also, don't forget, guys, we have the maps giveaway. This is the Joker V-Force grill, and it's a really nice mask, guys. So we're going to be selecting a winner at random from the first 250 subscribers. So hit the subscribe button, guys. Give us a like, drop a comment. Okay, guys, just want to add a little correction. I mentioned earlier in the video that you should replace all the parts that come in the kit. And then toward the end of the video, putting the bolt in, I said that the striker cushion, if yours is in good condition, to, I guess, reuse it and hold on to this one. However, you should absolutely change it, because the striker cushion that comes in the package is slightly longer than the semi-auto version. So definitely put that striker pin in, the striker cushion in, I'm sorry, and you know, the spring, and then pop that in there. So definitely use all of the parts that come in your kit. Also, First Strike is recommending that you lubricate the trigger body here with a pneumatic lubricant or silicone based lubricant for pneumatic parts. Basically spray that around and then wipe it clean. Just wipe the exterior so that nothing bleeds out of it. They're also recommending a little grease here periodically for your average maintenance, however many shots that you throw before you maintain your gun. So yeah, guys. So you know, lubricate that, I guess, based on there. You can go on First Strike website. They also have a video there on what they recommend you do, and on the install process on this thing. All right. That's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll have more episodes soon.